Hello, my name is Jeff Foden. I'm the legal director of the ITUC, and I've been asked to talk to you today about the right to strike. As many of you know, in 2012, the Committee on Application of Standards of the ILO failed to do its work for the first time in its history because of a dispute among the employers as to whether the right to strike is protected in Convention 87 of the ILO. Now, this is a long held position of the ILO supervisory system that the right to strike is in fact protected by Convention 87. And this is supported by the workers group and the employers group. The employers did and continue to disagree with this proposition, and in 2012 brought the work of this committee to a halt, insisting that they hear no cases that touched on Convention 87 and that could raise questions about the right to strike. One of the key arguments they had was that the right to strike, the term, does not exist anywhere in the Convention, even though the right to freedom of association is always contemplated, both being able to meet, but also to bargain collectively and to strike. They also fundamentally had issues with the mandate of the Committee of Experts and the ability of the experts to express opinions on these questions. In the 2 years subsequent to that dispute in the Committee on Application of Standards, there have been a number of tripartite processes that try to resolve this dispute among the parties. But fundamentally, there was no way to bridge the gap between one party, of course, that insisted that there was no such right, and another party looking towards 50, 60 years of jurisprudence showing that it in fact did. In November of 2014, there was actually an attempt to refer the dispute as per the ILO Constitution to the International Court of Justice. The workers in particular believed that the ICJ should hear the decision, hear the case, render a decision, and that this would far more likely than not come down in favor of the existence of the right to strike in Convention 87. We also importantly had the support of governments in Europe and in Latin America. But unfortunately that was not enough to carry the day, and the possibility of taking that dispute to the International Court of Justice failed in November 2014. In February of 2015, recognizing that the ICJ was still not on the table, and through intense negotiations, workers and employers reached an agreement not on the question of the right to strike, but an agreement that would allow the regular supervisory processes of the ILO to continue forward, and most importantly, that there would not be challenges in the Committee on Application of Standards, that the parties would reach consensual conclusions, there would not be veto on cases, and that the Committee on Freedom of Association and the other supervisory mechanisms would continue based on also a recognition of the mandate of the experts, and recognizing that the experts do have, in fact, a mandate to supervise and in some sense interpret the conventions in providing observations as to their application. So this agreement now is in place for 2 years. We'll see how it functions. The workers group certainly wants to see this mechanism prevail, that we do reach a means by which we can continue to work in the ILO, see the supervisory function continue, while at the same time, obviously, we will continue to push our views on the existence of the right to strike as part of Convention 87, just as the employers will maintain their view. So, thank you very much.